Thank you for joining us on this digital edition of your news on ABC24. First tonight, protesters lining the streets today in Memphis, joining a movement happening all across the country called Hands Off. Thank you for joining. I'm Kevin McNamara. The focus of the protest is to bring awareness to what's happening in the government right now. ABC24's Shakina Davis is here in the studio to tell us what this means for the people here in Memphis. Shakina?
That's right, Kevin. After it was delayed because of bad weather last week, the rally finally took place today. Memphians came in huge numbers to the corners of Poplar and Highland with signs and chants to take part in the protest. All across the U.S., millions of people joined the Hands Off movement. The protest is against some of the actions and billionaire Elon Musk. Protesters say they don't agree with certain decisions being made, like cutting government jobs, adding extra taxes and trade, and limiting some personal freedoms. They say they are standing up for what Social Security, clear air, immigrants' rights, Medicare, education, and more.
There's only one right that's mentioned twice in the Constitution, and that's the right of due process. That's been violated. The gentleman who was deported, all of them, none of them were given due process. And if that can be done to one of us, it can be done to all of us, citizen or no, because they're not going to check if they're not giving us due process.
Another rally is planned for Saturday, April 19th. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Shakina. Meanwhile, a community fighting for environmental justice here in Memphis came together for a town hall today. Their focus, the XAI project in South Memphis. The Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, along with Memphis Community Against Pollution, held that town hall at Mount Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church. They warn the turbines the company uses will worsen air pollution and endanger public health in a neighborhood already suffering from high asthma and respiratory illness rates caused by nearby coal and gas plants, as well as refineries. The 35 methane turbines XAI currently operates greatly exceed the number of permits the company originally submitted. And new documents from whistleblowers suggest Memphis Mayor Paul Young was aware of serious misconduct allegations against Memphis Fire Chief Gina Sweat, but failed to act. ABC24's Scott Mattis has been digging into this story and has the latest.
Multiple complaints against MFD Chief Gina Sweat. Some sent directly to the Memphis mayor claim and describe Chief Sweat as verbally abusive and accuse her of retaliating against employees who speak out.
So today we're calling on the City Council, Mayor Young, we're calling on you to act.
That's because complaints against Chief Sweat to the city ethics officer in recent months were dismissed because of a lack of evidence supporting claims, allegedly. It was revealed today in claims that in one instance, a retiree shared a text exchange with Mayor Young. This after alleging harassment by Sweat. But the response, they claim, was dismissive.
They're not holding her accountable for her misbehavior, her misconduct, her violence, and her harassments.
And in another incident, in an alleged email, a former fire director was also allegedly verbally attacked by Sweat and her mother during a recent incident. And they say the list goes on.
You got nepotism, retaliation, failure to hire, fail to promote, whistleblower, harassment, implicit bias, hostile work environment. I mean, the list goes on.
Whistleblowers further claim that Sweat misused taxpayer funds to reward certain individuals and that fire safety is at risk due to outdated equipment. In Memphis, I'm Scott Mattis.
Mayor Paul Young held a forum in East Memphis today. It's the second in his series of forums addressing a broad range of topics. The meeting, sponsored by Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, centered on issues surrounding criminal justice reform, public safety, education, and city and neighborhood beautification. The town hall comes on the heels of the mayor's budget proposal. That presentation is this week, and he plans for no new taxes. Students say they're being unfairly suspended for minor reasons and facing problems like not being able to use the restroom. Protests even caught the attention of the interim superintendent. A rally is planned for Monday, April 14th at 11 a.m. in front of the school. That's because Sheffield High School students are making their voices heard, demanding Principal Melanie Black step down. Recently, dozens of students walked out of class protesting what they say is poor treatment from the administration. One of the student leaders says, "We will not stop protesting until we get where we need to be." And a domestic dispute in North Haven turned deadly, and now the victim's brother is behind bars. Arnell Ross is facing multiple charges, including second-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, carjacking, and gun charges. But those are just the ones he's facing in Shelby County. That's because he's also facing them in Arkansas. Detectives say it happened just after midnight and the 700 block of Archie Drive in North Haven when a domestic dispute led to a shooting. According to detectives, Ross then kidnapped his brother and took him across state lines. Ross was arrested around 3 a.m. and his brother's body was found nearby. He also is facing charges of tampering with evidence and abuse of a corpse. He's currently being held in Crittenden County Jail. Detectives say this is still an active investigation. And a Dyer County deputy is recovering after he was struck by a vehicle on the side of the highway. It happened on Highway 104 while he was helping crash victims. Emergency responders airlifted him to Regional 1 in Memphis for urgent care. The Tennessee Highway Patrol says 63-year-old George Dinwiddie was arrested and charged with driving under the influence and driving on a suspended license. That case still under investigation. And a 2-year-old boy is dead after he was hit by a stray bullet in Orange Mound on Friday. It happened on Josephine Street just after 1 p.m. Officers found the child with a gunshot wound and rushed him to Le Bonheur, but he didn't make it. A family member told me the toddler was playing outside with his uncle when he was shot. She had a message for the community in the wake of the tragedy.
He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. Please stop the violence. Please stop the violence. You're killing innocent kids that have nothing to do with nothing. Let them live. Let them live.
MPD is using every available resource to find the people responsible. They urge the community to come forward with information and call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. We're also learning more about a shooting near Overton High School. Memphis police say they arrested a 16-year-old who they believe pulled the trigger. A 17-year-old girl was shot and rushed to the hospital. Investigators say she had been involved in a fight at a nearby park just before the shooting on Wednesday morning. The victim is recovering and is expected to be okay, but the suspect is in custody and faces an attempted first-degree murder charge.
Well, if you have some time later on, you want to make sure you see the full moon because we have clear skies to do it this month. It's going to be at 7:22 at its fullest. However, it doesn't rise just yet. It'll be rising at 7:30. So you'll see it, and it's magnificent as it comes up. Look toward the east-southeast. It's called the pink moon, and it's after some wildflowers that typically bloom this time of the year. It's also called a few other names for other reasons. It sets the next morning to the west-southwest at 6:36, so enjoy that full moon. It'll be nice to see. Abundant sunshine and on Monday and Sunday, we're going to have gusty winds, though, continue to increase, and they'll be as high as 30 miles an hour possible for the next couple of days. We'll have spotty showers Monday night into early Tuesday morning. They should be departing. I don't think we'll get a lot, but there's a chance that we could get a few light rain showers or just some sprinkles here and there. Wind gusts, 8 o'clock and onward, they increase. You see how much they come up by the morning. At 7 a.m., our wind gusts will be up to 20 miles per hour, and then on the way to 30 later in the day. And we will continue to have gusty winds even overnight Monday night. There's a system that'll be coming in, and that's what's going to give us that chance of rain, even though a slight chance, late Monday night into early Tuesday morning. Satellite imagery showing a couple of puffs of clouds passing from the north. That's it. We did get a little bit of rain over the last 24 hours, but it wasn't much. Most of it didn't see anything outside of a sprinkle, but we did get a light rain shower back toward Corinth and down 22 and to the east. Pretty dry tonight, though. Temperatures are going to be variable depending on where you are. We have them right down the middle of the Mid-South. So Memphis is going to be 48. Eastward, it'll be in the 40s, low 40s for most. and then westward across the river and southward toward Clarksdale will bottom out at about 50 degrees. So tomorrow, 80 degrees in Memphis. As we get into Arkansas, temperatures there will be slightly warmer, but it's going to be breezy as temperatures warm up around 82 degrees to 83. Into Mississippi, we'll be down to around 81 to 82 degrees in the afternoon, a little bit cooler than those in Arkansas, but not by much. And then temperatures will top out near 80 for just about everybody here in Tennessee. Hour by hour showing you very decent conditions, hardly any clouds, certainly no rain over the next 24 hours. But the 7-day total shows that we could pick up a little bit of rain, but it's just going to be spotty on Monday night, and then another chance of rain later in the week. 48 degrees tonight, 80 tomorrow. What a beautiful day it's going to be. We'll fall on the temperatures on Tuesday, but then rise back up into the 80s at the end of the week into next weekend.
Now to the impact of tariffs on products we buy every day. While the grand scale of price fluctuations are still uncertain, new data shows prices are stabilizing a bit. But costs are still up overall after the height of the pandemic and the steep inflation which has continued to follow. Take ground beef, for instance, which spiked in spring 2020 and has been slowly rising since. It peaked at $7.48 a pound last month. When it comes to eggs, well, avian flu has strained the supply, driving up costs there as well. You'll notice the average per carton was up to $6.23 in March. That's more than $4 more expensive than a decade ago. Meanwhile, coffee actually leveled off in 2023, but surged again. Now it's up to $7.38 last month. That's a 2% increase from the month before. Meanwhile, milk peaked in 2022, but leveled off at about $4 a gallon recently, which is good news considering the bird flu outbreak in dairy cattle. Even better news, bread is actually down 2% at an average of $1.88 a loaf. Hair salons have long been safe havens and cultural cornerstones, but in Memphis, local owners say the latest threat isn't style related, it's political. As China fires back over U.S. tariffs, our Lauren Turman shows how global tensions are snapping more than just split ends.
To many, hair salons are more than just dryers and combs.
This is me providing therapy and, counseling sessions and supporting families.
Especially in and around Memphis, known for its unique style and soul.
But thank you for being patient, ma'am.
Hair Angel Love salon owner Angela Castor works every day to further her dream.
I've been in business going on my 6th year now, my 6th year here in the Bartlett area. Clientele from the beginning, we started post-COVID.
Now, after switching from healthcare to hair care, that dream, she says, is once again being threatened.
Trying to stay competitive and still provide a service to the clients, the tariffs is definitely making us feel it.
China, where many hair products are sourced from, responded to President Trump's actions on Friday with a 125% retaliatory tariff.
Their products come from China, so they're making us feel it. So we continue to try to think of things that we could do to soften the blow for our clients because we have to go up.
Terrence T.B. Boyce, who owns the Fireproof Discount Store, is also noticing a swift difference in prices.
It's gonna hurt. America and China, we can all come together and make a place so everybody can be able to take care of their family. Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. And the consumer spending less money to get the product.
Beauty has a price, and with the U.S. economy's current instability, it is only expected to rise. As both business owners brace for impact, they ask everyone to keep this in mind.
Even when you see that small price hike, just know that you're sowing into good ground and that we still care. We still care, and we still have to live as well.
In Bartlett, I'm Lauren Turman.
That's all we have for now. Thank you for joining us for this digital edition of ABC24 News. We'll see you after the 10 Commandments on ABC24. Take care.